what's your secret? You got the kind of vibe that leaves men speechless. It could be model multitasking genius. Yeah, you got it all.
Welcome back to another episode of Breakthrough Conversations with Rhoda Company. This is where we dive deep into stories of resilience, leadership, and leveling up. Today's guest is a force to be reckoned with. Coach Annie Pelissier, I call it Coach Annie P. She's the founder of Elevate Consulting, a certified leadership coach and a fierce advocate for mid-career women ready to stop playing small and start showing up big. From her work launching results-driven mastermind cohorts to her journey helping women navigate complex corporate spaces, Annie is all about helping others rise unapologetically. She's after my heart here. We want you to grab your notebook and your courage. And this episode is really about elevating everything you thought you knew about mid-career leadership. So let's go ahead and dive in. Welcome, Coach Annie P.
Welcome. Thanks, Rhoda. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be on your podcast. I've had the opportunity to hear some of the work that you do, and it's amazing. So to me, this is one of the greatest experiences.
Awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. I'm so glad we found one another.
Absolutely.
So I really want to just dive in and learn a little bit about your personal journey and your purpose. So I'll start with asking, what inspired you to become a leadership coach, and especially for mid-career women?
So it started at the age of 14. At a very young age, I knew that I wanted to do something. I knew I wanted to lead. I got my first job, and at the time, minimum wage was $6, maybe $5 an hour, and I was making 15 at 14. I was making above my age. Wow. And I knew that there was something in me that was very persistent, very resilient. And when I saw what I was able to do at that age, from that age, I was like, oh, I'm going to lead people. I'm going to help people. I'm going to break barriers, and I'm going to then go back and teach people how to do it. So for me, it started really at the age of 14.
Wow, that's amazing. So that's innate for you. You know, sometimes people spend all their lives and unfortunately not learning or identifying what their passion is. And it sounds like not only have you found something that you're passionate about, but this is also your purpose. At a young age, a high earner. So what challenges did you personally overcome that shaped your coaching philosophy?
So I think my challenges came later in my career. My early ages, it felt pretty smooth. But once I stepped into the real world, the corporate world, there were a lot of challenges. And a lot of it was I was battling against folks who didn't look like me, who didn't sound like me, I didn't have the same background, but I knew the work and I knew how to do the work. And so even though I could speak to it, I wasn't valued.
Right.
So I had to figure out a way, like, how do I get them to see me when I don't feel seen? How do I get them to hear me when they don't want to hear me? They're just kind of going through, just checking off a box.
Right.
And not having that chance to speak with me. So that is really what fueled me to start working with women and to build out my coaching program, because I navigated these different challenges using some tools that I've implemented in my own career program that's been able to help me be successful.
That is amazing. So the name of your coaching program is Elevate Consulting. And at the heart of it, like, how would you describe your coaching philosophy?
So my coaching philosophy is really, when I think about it, is exactly in the title. It's Elevate Me Blueprint. It's what I call it, the Elevate Me Blueprint. And it's really about me getting to know you, finding your strengths and pulling your strengths and teaching you how to build off those strengths. We're all very different. We're all very unique.
Yes.
But if you understand who you are as a person, you understand how to sell. You also understand what works for you and what does not. You know, I tell people, like, just because something is paying very well, just because it's a great opportunity title-wise, doesn't mean it aligns with your values and who you are.
Yes.
So you really need to understand what it means for you and who you are, so that as you're interviewing them as well, and getting to understand, am I in alignment with this? Does this represent the things that I value? Does this have the career trajectory that I want to go to?
Yeah, we have similar thought process. I tell people all the time, try not to focus on the title. Also, you want to make sure when you are seeking another role or opportunity that, number one, the organization is in an industry or doing a mission work that aligns with your core values. Number two, you're interviewing that leader and that company. You want to
Absolutely.
confirm that that is someone you can learn and grow from, and you want to confirm that that's a culture that you can thrive in. So you're on point right there. So why do you think so many women play small in the corporate world, and how can we stop that?
So I think it's a combination of things. I think is what they're seeing is when you look at some of these corporate websites, they don't see people that look like them. So that's discouraging. I think it starts there. I also think some of it is us. I've been in HR for 20 years. There's a study that they did where they said 90% of men will apply for a role.
Right.
If they see two things on the job description that they can master. The others they're okay with, but if there are two things they can master, they're fine. For women, I'll let you guess how many we needed to see.
Yeah, we probably need to see close to 90%.
Absolutely. That's exactly right. We want to see close to like 90 to 100%, if not.
Yeah.
And what I say that, so right then and there, the pool's already more men heavy than women heavy because they're more willing to take the risk.
Right.
What I tell folks too is because I've been in HR and I'm on the other side, I've done the interviews. I said, we're not looking to hire you if you fit all the qualities because you've already capped out of your salary. You're going to get bored. If you're able to do all these 10 things, you're going to get bored very easily. So you're not going to lie. So that's where you hear the term overqualified, is that we see that. You're already at that peak. So coming here, you're going to get bored. It's not a good investment for me.
Right.
So
you want to stretch.
I tell the women that I coach and the people that I work with, like, hey, look about 50 to 60%. Give the things that you're not 100% at. Think about a career path for that or a learning development path for that and be able to speak to that in your interview. Like, hey, these are the things I do it, or I have not done this yet, but here's how I would do it. Right. So it's being able to speak and articulate the thought process of how you do it that will get it versus how you actually do it. A lot of times they're going to teach you their system, their ways for companies. They have things that will help you. They expect you to come in with a little bit of learning growth, especially if it's a new industry. So you really just need to be able to think about those situations and say, okay, this may not be my strong point, but if I were to do it, here's some of my thoughts and express that.
Yes, well said. You sound like a wealth of knowledge. And something you said earlier when I asked about how do we stop playing small, you said that part of it is us. And I so agree with you. We bring our own perceptions and thought processes to the table, and we create these stories and narratives in our mind that causes us to play small. So the point I just heard you make is that, number one, we need to be self-aware, and we should not be applying for things that we already have mastered. We need to be stretching ourselves so that we can grow and glow. So well said. So you talked to me about your coaching philosophy and the name and what the name means and how it connects. What inspired you to like go out and start this coaching business separate from your daytime career? It sounds like you do it also in your full-time career. But what inspired you to want to go out on your own and do that as a coach and entrepreneur?
Sure. Two things. One, I'm limited here. I'm limited. When you're working for someone else, you're limited in what you can do to the capacity you can help someone. And for me, I am people first centric. I want to see the best in you. So even if you're not working for me, if there's a way that I can add value, I do that. Even if now, currently, when I meet with folks in the corporate space, I give feedback. Whether I accept it or not, I say, hey, if you would like to have a feedback session with me to know why you didn't get the role, come talk to me. Because I want to give you that tool so you're able to develop, right? So for me, I feel like there's some limitation when you're in the workplace. And I wanted to be able to freely be able to give that gift. And I wish I had a me when I was growing up. I think that while I was able to aim high pretty quickly and hit that, I wasn't prepared for how to navigate the different challenges. And I needed a me to be like, Annie, hey, set your resume up this way. Make sure things are are set. Talk about the things you achieve. Document your own work. Own your own things. So like, I wish I had a me. And that is like my other reason. I want to give to the world what I didn't have.
That sounds like the title of a book. I wish I had a me.
I wish I had me. And it might be a book. I do have a book.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
And to the point you're making, when you're working for an organization, and we're not saying that we shouldn't, and because we know we need income, but this is bigger than a 9-to-5. This is mission work. And so in order to reach a broader audience, you have to kind of go out there and put yourself out there so that you can reach people beyond the walls of the company that you may be working at. And everyone gets to tap into Coach Annie P's gifts and talents.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Coach Annie, when you stood up Elevate Consulting, what specific gap were you trying to fill when you launched it?
So prior to launching, I did a study where I surveyed about 122 different women and asked a series of questions. And I found that the women between the ages of 22 to 45-ish struggled with how to navigate the career space, how to speak on how to get promoted, how to add value to their work, how to speak on the things that they have done that's not on the resume.
Right.
So once I got all of that data, I said, right, so that's the problem. So my program now answers those problems. My program allows for you to have real conversations. And I also do mock interviews with folks to say, hey, here's how I would answer this, and here's why. Because I gave you the situation, I gave you the type. I walk people thoroughly through why, so that they get a real understanding that even years after me, they're able to kind of articulate what they need.
Right. And also pay it forward and use some of the tips that you poured into them on others. So you recently launched a mastermind for mid-career women. Why that audience? And you kind of just spoke to that when you did your study. And what are some of the outcomes you've seen so far?
Oh, I'm excited because I literally this week got a call from one of my coaches, and she said, Annie, I got this job offer. We were working on a job offer, and I was prepping her and saying, hey, you have all these skills, but you're not selling it. We did a whole revamp of everything for her. And she literally is going from $50,000 to joining now $100,000 a year. So she got a senior level role. She felt very confident. She used the practical tools. And I am jumping for joy. Like I sent her a little something, so I'm so excited and proud of her. But it's because she put the work in.
Right.
And she took the time to really put the work in. She went to the module. She's like, okay, I get it. You know, we did that practice. She understood how to speak up, even to the things that she didn't know how to do.
Right.
She knew how to speak to them. And the company not only gave her that, but she countered, and they gave her the number she wanted.
Wow. And she increased her salary by 50% from attending, ignited by your mastermind program. But then she had the confidence to go in through your coaching. That's awesome. What a nice success story.
It is. I love it. And for me, it's not even the money, it's the joy in her face that I saw. It's her feeling like, oh, I know my worth, and being able to speak to it and being able to counter offer and be like, oh, no, this is my value. Yeah. Understand it. And, one of the things I share is I tell people, hey, saying no is also part of the process. It is. Saying no is healing. Because it does not everything is for you. Right. So saying no, it's nothing wrong with challenging and saying no. I said, because that just means there's a better door that's coming for you. Right.
Yeah. Some things you turn down. Yeah. Because to your point, it may not be for you. So speaking of results, how do you define a results-driven coaching approach?
So for me, results, one of the things that I do in my program is we do an assessment. I really check to see where my people are. And I ask my people, what are the things you want to see out of this? What does the success look like for you? And then our program, because of the systems that we have, we're able to tailor it and be able to make sure that we are giving them all the things that they need. So for success for me is seeing my client get exactly the things that they're looking for and have the strategy to do it, right? you could sometimes you elevating is not necessarily elevating into a new role.
Right.
It might be elevating in promotion. It might be elevating in your walk. It might be elevating in your business, whatever it is, your side business.
Right.
So elevation comes in different forms in different areas of your life. So if I'm able to help you get to that and see that and communicate that, I know that we've done a good
results. Awesome. Meeting people where they are.
Yeah.
Is what I hear you saying. And also what I hear you saying is you don't have to wait till you get there to grow.
Absolutely.
You don't have to wait till you get the title to be and showcase the skills. In fact, I would argue that you need to work on developing and getting those experiences now, because that's what's going to A, give you the confidence, and B, help you to sell yourself, and then finally get you the opportunity. Yeah, that's what it's all about. So Coach Annie, what's one piece of advice you give to a woman who might be stuck in the middle and questioning her next move?
Okay. One thing I do is do a self-evaluation and be real with yourself. Nobody's going to judge you.
Right.
Nobody's going to say you did it wrong. It's okay to make a mistake. So you need to give yourself grace. You need to really understand yourself and how you're showing up to work. And then do a deep analysis to figure out what your next step is. A lot of our changes, yes, there's some changes that are corporate, that are through jobs, but it starts within. So we really have to do the work within first. Make sure we have us together, and then we're able to go out and show. One of the things I say all the time is sometimes the thing that you're building builds you.
Yes.
So you have to just take that time to invest in you, and then you're going to see yourself grow.
You preach it to me right now. I feel like I'm being coached right now. I'm getting some free coaching right now because you are really speaking to me. You're so right. Yes, it's an inside-out job. And we need to increase our awareness. What I hear you saying is be totally honest with ourselves. And sometimes it requires us to break ourselves all the way down in order to build ourselves back up. Yeah, so to those listeners who may be feeling like they're stuck in the middle, the message and lesson here is to do some self-assessment, hire yourself a Coach Annie, do the work, get involved in this mastermind program that she's selling. She also has proof that and results that it is real and it's effective. What do you believe are like common mindset traps that you see in mid-career women that we fall into, and then how can they break free of those mindsets?
So a lot of things I hear and see is like, again, it starts with us, it's confidence, right? Oh, I've never done it, or I don't think I can. My supervisor told me that I needed to work on these skills, but I don't think I can. So it's a mixture of things that we see. It's a mixture of other messages that we've allowed to shape our future, which is not our message.
Right.
And one of the ways I tell people to break is you have got to, again, I think we have a theme here. You have got to speak life to yourself.
Yes.
Your power, the power of death is in your tongue. So if you really believe that you're not going to make it, you're not, because that's what you're speaking out loud.
You've already defeated
what you're putting
yourself.
out there. So if you really want to do it, you need to speak it. You need to affirm it. You need to know that's your goal. You need to write it down, write the vision, make it plain, and then you actually need to do to be honest and do the work.
I love it.
It's not easy, but it's not difficult. I don't know if that makes sense. It's not easy.
Right.
It's not difficult because it means having a real transparent moment with myself and saying, hey, maybe I'm not getting promoted because I'm not putting my effort into this job right now.
Right.
And that's okay, because you might not be aligned with that role. You might have took that position because I need to just make money. I need something quick, and I ended up being here 3 years. That happens.
It does.
Like people take things, but use all of the things that you have done. That is the thing. There's no job. There's nothing that you have done that you cannot use to build yourself.
Yes.
It's just learning how to communicate it and how to show that value. So, one, affirm yourself. Start with you, affirm yourself. Surround yourself with people who believe and who are higher than you.
Yes.
In the thing. I did a trick when I first started HR. Is I was entry level, no experience, and I was talking to VPs and said, hey, I'm new to the field. What should I do? What is your experience? Can I shadow you for a day? And I didn't know these people. I just jumped on LinkedIn. I started conversating with folks. So don't be afraid to build your network and just ask questions. Some will say no, but there are plenty of people. I came across plenty of people who were willing to mentor me. Plenty of people who said, hey, I may not be able to mentor you every day, but here's some information. And here's a group you should talk to. Or here's, we have social media now, all these alumni groups and all these things that you could be a part of just to get an idea. I say network, invest in yourself, network. And I will also say, make sure that the things that you want to do, you are constantly feeding yourself that, right? So if it's, you're looking to, if your mind always goes negative, start your morning off with some positive podcasts like this one. Start you something off with something that's going to motivate you. Be very strategic about what you do, because that shapes your day. And that's part of my day. Like my first 30 minutes of my day, I'm not on my phone. I'm not social media. I listen to something positive. I've done my devotional, my things that, set me, keep me grounded. And then I go out into the world. So the things that you need to build yourself up, do that.
I love it. I love it. You just gave a really good, it's not easy like you said, but it's feasible and it's real and it's practical blueprint for those who may have the mindset that's not promoting the growth that they're looking for and that they desire. And that's real powerful. The very first thing you said is about speaking and affirming, calling those things that be not as though they were. Walking by faith and not by sight. You talking my talk now. And yes. And so it starts there. You have to first believe in yourself, in your ability. And then following that up with surrounding yourself with other people who have or what you want. They've walked a journey. They have some real life experiences, and then connecting yourself with them, building a network, and then immersing yourself into the thing that it is that you want. Learning yourself, learning those skills, learning that whatever that topic is. That's very powerful. So you've been around. You've been doing this for a while. What does bold leadership look like in a space that really wasn't designed for us?
Bold leadership for me. So I'm going to share a little secret. I believe I'm designed for everything.
Okay.
Out of the creator.
Yes.
So I show up that way. My confidence is very high in that. I think that if there's an exception, it's for me. I walk into the room expecting favor. So for me, it starts within me. Yes. So when I hear that, I'm like, I walk in there owning that. I walk in there knowing that I'm confident in myself, and even the things that I'm not confident with, that I'm going to get the help that I need. Say the things that I need to speak. So I say, if you're not me, and I get that, we're all in different places, right? Is practice walking into your own room.
Yes.
Walk into your room and say, I'm made for this room. Practice your talks in front of your own your own like mirror in your own kitchen, and your kids and your family, or people that are loved ones that are going to cheer you on. Start with small.
Yes.
Because when you do it, the thing about it, it's not about how you do it and where you do it. It's the consistency of doing it.
Yes.
The more you keep showing up that way, it trickles outside.
Yes.
So start at home.
Start at home.
Start at home. Start at home.
That is a message in there. And what I heard you say is, hey, that space may not have been designed for you, but you need to reframe your thinking and ignore that. That may be fact, but two things can be true at the same time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So while some may say, you know what, this space wasn't designed for me, it's what you believe. It's your perception. And what you believe is going to dictate how you show up and how others experience you. So yeah, you're right on with that. Again, I see a theme here. It's all about what you choose. It's all about what you believe. And if you're going into a space thinking this isn't for you, then you're going to play yourself small. You're not going to elevate yourself. So it starts inside out, inside out.
Yeah. I say to people, lead like you were called.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
In every area, lead like you were called.
Yes. So, Coach Annie, how do you personally stay elevated and inspired as a coach and an entrepreneur?
So I believe that even though I am a coach, I have a coach. I have a mentor. That doesn't stop. So while I'm pouring into others, there are people pouring into me.
Yes.
And I've gotten to the point now, as I shared a little bit earlier, where I'm intentional about how I move throughout my day. I'm intentional about my space and who I allow into my space and my energy and who could shift my mood, because little things could be planted that could set you off. So I'm very intentional about that. And so I really take my time, especially in the morning, to make sure I'm in good space. And then I tap into the people that pour into me for development, for growth, for feedback, for, hey, this look good, this doesn't look good, or this works, or this doesn't work. So I tap into all those resources combined. And I'm always investing in myself. So although I'm running a mastermind, I'm in a mastermind. Right. So it's always about developing yourself. And for me, that's what keeps me going. That's what keeps me grounded.
Yes.
And a short little plug, I wrote a book called Take Your Dreams Off Life Support. Each of those, I go back to my own tactics too. Right. Like, what are the things that I need to do to help me get off if I feel stuck?
Take Your Dreams Off Life Support. Yeah. I love that. And is that available where?
That is available on Amazon. It's a self-help guidebook. Each chapter has a task. Because my goal for you at the end of it is that your dream is now on the right pace. You're not going to achieve everything, but you're going to take it off of life support.
Yes. So for our listeners, you just heard Coach Annie has a book available on Amazon titled Take Your Dreams Off Life Support. She also just shared with us how she stays coached up. Remember earlier we talked about that it's important to immerse yourself in the thing that you are passionate about, the thing that you're trying to learn or grow into. And you're an example of that, Coach Annie. You immerse yourself in this field so that you can be the best that you can be for those that, reach out to you to support and grow them.
Absolutely.
So that's awesome. And then you're being very intentional, like you say, with your time. It sounds like you have a growing tribe of people. So that's important. I don't want the listeners to miss that. Sometimes where you're trying to go, the people who you're connected with today may not be your tribe for the next phase that you're trying to get to. So you have to reassess and reevaluate. Make sure you're aligned.
Absolutely. And I'm going to add to that. There's a book that I read called Take Your Seat Off the Table. And it talks about how you got to shift people sometimes when at your table, because this is your table. And sometimes there are different seasons you're going to have to shift people in and out. And that's okay. That's part of the growing process. So I challenge you to do inventory. It's not a bad thing. No. You're not cutting people off, because I think that's the fear. People are afraid, they've been my friend for such a long time. You don't owe anybody anything.
Right.
And it's just a shift.
Yes, just a shift.
Yeah.
So, Coach Annie, for our listeners who are feeling inspired and they want to work with you, they want to learn from you, and they want to learn more about what you offer, where can they find you, and what's the best way to get started with Elevate Consulting?
It's super simple. CoachAnnieP.com. There is a booking link. You can set up some time to speak with me. My email's on there. If you have a question, you can email me. And I am available and I am here for you, but it's literally CoachAnnieP.com.
CoachAnnieP.com.
Yeah.
For our listeners, CoachAnnieP.com in the house. I could talk to you forever, Coach Annie P. We have a kindred spirit. Like I said earlier, I'm so glad we found one another. I'm known for not being easy to get rid of. So
it's okay. I welcome it, all of it.
I'll be referring people to you. I'll be tapping into you. I am affiliated with a colleague of mine, Shannon Norman, and we do these one-day women retreats. We did it we're going to do it next year. It's called Women Unite to Ignite. So we're always looking for more powerful, inspiring women to bring into that circle. It's all about networking and elevating each other and pulling each other up, talking about the elevator that we send back down and bring others up and helping them reach their full potential. So again, I want to thank you for your truth-packed, soul-shifting conversation. You are amazing. Your journey, your vision, your unapologetic drive to help women elevate is exactly what we need in this world today. And to our listeners, if you're a woman at a crossroads or simply tired of playing small, let today be your wake-up call. Yeah. You can learn more about Annie and her mastermind programs at CoachAnnieP.com, as we shared. Remember to like this podcast, follow Rhoda Banks, Breakthrough Conversations, download it, tell other people about it, because this is a movement, and we're in the movement where we are helping other women, bringing us all along, because when one win, we all can win. There is room for all of us in the space of success. So until next time, keep breaking through, keep showing up, and keep being the leader your younger self would be proud of. Thank you for listening.
Hey, what's your secret? You got the kind of vibe that leaves me speechless. It could be model multitasking genius. Yeah, you got it all. Hey, what's your story? A kick-ass mom and 40 under 40. A soccer practice in your high heel glory. Yeah, you do it all.